I will be ranking the album covers of Iron Maiden, probably one of my favorite bands of all time. So here we go. And I will be doing them from my least favorite to my, most favorite. And I would like your thoughts on which one is your favorite and which one is your least favorite in the comment section below. And also, don't forget to like this video. Unless you don't like it, then you could thumbs it down like, one or two of you always do. Go watch some other channel if that's the case. Jerk. So, I will be ranking 18 album covers. Mostly they are studio albums. I'm not including a lot of their, their live albums, their compilation albums, their EPs, box sets. But I will be including one live album and one compilation album along with, I think it's 16 16 studio albums. I think so. Like, again, if I got that wrong, you can let me know in the comments. So, okay, now my least favorite album cover is Iron Maiden Dance of Death. Now, honestly, I don't really mind, Eddie being the Grim Reaper. Like, in a lot of their album covers, the band's mascot is known as Eddie, and he's in, like, a lot of the album covers, and they usually, do some crazy and wacky stuff with him. They make him as, like, certain people. And so in this case, he's the Grim Reaper. Now, I don't mind him being the Grim Reaper. It's just all the different stuff that's going around him, like, these weird people with, like, weird looking masks, and there's one doing a handstand, and most of these, and oh my god, some of them are even naked. And they just, and they either look like, like the mannequin looking things or CGI, and it just, I don't, honestly, if they just took all of that away and just had, the Grim Reaper right there in the middle with with the really cool looking background, I think it probably could have been better. But as is, it's my least favorite. I'm not saying it's the worst, but it's my least favorite. But thankfully, the back, it's still kind of appealing to look at, and I really do love the color red. And yes, I'm not colorblind. I can actually see red and green. I bet you didn't know that. On to the next one. Number 17, Iron Maiden Fear of the Dark. Now, I don't mind, like, the night sky effect, but the one thing that really confuses me is that they have Eddie as a tree, and it's just, I mean, trees, I mean, I guess they could be cool sometimes, but why would you want to have Eddie as, like, some kind of tree creature thing? Just, it's not terrible, but it's just definitely not one of my favorites. Number 16, The Final Frontier. Now, I don't know. There's just something I don't really think, I guess it just never really grabbed me too much. I mean, it should probably. I mean, like, you have Eddie as an alien, you have a cool looking skull and stuff like that. But I don't know. It just never grabbed me. I mean, it's not horrible, but it's definitely not one of my favorites. Number 15, their debut album, Iron Maiden. And as debut album covers go, it's kind of decent. So yeah, on to the next one. Number 14, their next album, Killers. Now this one is definitely better because this was when they were still, trying to find their, design for, for Eddie, and he definitely does look much cooler here, with the menacing, you know, the menacing frown and the bloody axe. It's this one's definitely a good album cover. Number 13, No Prayer for the Dying. And I know this isn't one of my main fans' most beloved albums. Some people actually found it kind of disappointing, but the album cover, it's kind of cool. It looks like, something you would see like in a horror movie poster, kind of, with Eddie coming out of the coffin and, trying to choke someone. Like, I do kind of like it. Number 12 is Peace of Mind. Now, I really do like this one, but I actually would have preferred if the album was called The Trooper and they actually used the artwork that was used for the track The Trooper right here, where they have Eddie dressed up as a British soldier with the British flag and a sword in his hand, and all these, other soldiers on the ground all dead. And I don't know. I think that probably would have been a much better album cover. But as is, Peace of Mind, it's decent. It's definitely a good album cover, and it like Eddie in straight jacket and looks like he's lobotomized. I think lobotomized, lobotomized. That's a lot of syllables. Okay, next one. 11. Brave New World. Now, this was the first album, when Bruce Dickinson left for a short time, and this is when he came back. I think it was around 1990. I think it was either 1999 or 2000. I think probably 2000. You can let me know. But yeah, I really do like this one. Eddie's face is like, in the clouds, and it's over, the city and all the, buildings, and I really do like the color blue. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Next, number 10, X Factor. Now, this was the first album that had Blaze Bayley had Blaze Bayley on vocals. And I know some people don't really like the Blaze Bayley albums that much, but I never really minded too much. He's good in his own way. And this album cover, if you like certain, gruesome imagery, kind of like something you would see in Saw, then I guess you would like this one. It's kind of cool, I guess. But I do think that the next album that came after this, number 9, Virtual XI, is much better. Like this one, much cooler colors, and I really do like the kind of demon like creature in the background and the really menacing smile. I bet even I could do that, So yeah, I really do like this one, and Virtual XI definitely has the best Blaze Bayley Iron Maiden song, and that's The Klansman. And there's actually some artwork that has Eddie dressed up like William Wallace in the movie Braveheart, and Braveheart is actually what influenced the song The Klansman. That's pretty cool. So yeah, most of the Iron Maiden most of the Iron Maiden album covers are pretty cool. Number 8, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. Again, I do like the color blue, and I do like the the ice caps. It's cool, but definitely not one of my favorites. Number 7, Somewhere in Time. Now this one is really cool, and this one is obviously influenced by the movie Blade Runner. And I really do like the futuristic looking Eddie with the the gun and the the futuristic city, and I do like the font, and I really do like the hand looking like it's grasping it at life, and there's even like little graffiti there where it's kind of cut off, but you can see that it would spell out, it would spell out Eddie lives. Really cool. Number 6, their most recent studio album, Book of Souls. Now this one, I really do like it because of its simplicity. Like, it just, I mean, yeah, it's a black background, and that could probably turn some people off, but I really do like, just basically having Eddie in the middle, and he's dressed up like, I think like a tribesman or something. I don't know. But I really do like, the menacing expression, and, again, it's just the simplicity that makes me like this album cover. Number 5, now this is where the live album comes in, and this was their very first live album, and it's called Live After Death. I really do love this one, especially, the really cool looking pose and the light, shining, blasting right into his forehead, That's really awesome. Now we're getting into the really awesome stuff. And number 4, this is the compilation album, Best of the Beast. Now, little background, this was actually the first Iron Maiden album that I actually listened to. It had all of their biggest hits, like, Number of the Beast, The Trooper. It had a live version of Fear of the Dark, which I absolutely love. I loved, back then, and I still love to this day. and it also even has a new song on it. This was during the Blaze Bailey era, and it was one new track, and it's called Virus. And it's it was an okay song, but this album cover definitely is really awesome. It has all the different Eddies from the past album covers. It has, of course, the Blade Runner Eddie, this time with a smile. You have the Trooper Eddie. You have the Live After Death Eddie. You have an Eddie who's a mummy. You have the Killer's Eddie. It's just really, really, really cool album cover. Number 3, A Matter of Life and Death. I really love this one because, it has an army of, skeleton soldiers coming in, and you see the big tank. And I really do love the logo with Eddie having the army helmet and the machine guns. It's a really, really, really cool album. And, I mean, really, really cool album cover. And it really is a cool album, too. I really do think it's underrated. Number 2, and this is the one that has the hit song Aces High on it, Power Slave. I've always loved Egyptian kind of, artifacts and, different kind of aesthetics. I really do love the pyramids and the statues and the Egyptian gods and goddesses. And it's really cool when you see Eddie as one of those statues. It's really awesome. And now my number 1 favorite Iron Maiden album cover of all time is The Number of the Beast. Now, this was the one that changed Iron Maiden forever. This was the first album that had Bruce Dickinson doing vocals, and I think this is probably their most iconic album cover. This is like a fully realized Eddie design, and I really do love, how it seems like he's being a puppet master controlling, it looks like Satan. I like the design on Satan too, and the pitchfork and the fires and the stars, and it's my favorite Iron Maiden album cover. So yeah, that's it. That is my favorite, and this is my that was my ranking of my least favorite to favorite Iron Maiden album covers. Again, let me know which ones are your favorite and which ones are your least favorite in the comment section below. And now, before I go, I'm sure you guys have a question, and that is, this isn't how you normally act in your videos, Sam. I mean, are you parroting somebody? And yes, I am. I'm actually parroting one of my favorite YouTubers of all time, the Canadian Stud Muffin. Now, obviously, I couldn't get a Canadian accent down, of course, But I thought it would be fun to do this kind of style for, talking about, one of my favorite bands. So, again, if you want me to do something like this again, let me know right down in the comment section below. And again, don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you want to, of course. And if you did dislike this video and even watched it all the way, what are you doing with your life? Get out of here. Go bug somebody else. Jerk. So, thank you for so anyway, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye. Probably screwed that one up.